Hi everyone, I'm Ash Ketchum, and today I'm gonna draw my life. See, it all started back on April 1st, 1987, the day I was born. I'm from a small town called Pallet, where my mom Delia Ketchum raised me all by herself. That was because my mom divorced my dad when I was really young. I don't remember how he looked, but I do remember that he would be in and out of jail all the time. My mom says it was because he would never stop dealing rare candy on the streets. He would just be there on the corner like,
Yo, I got that rare candy, cuz.
Then Officer Jenny walked by and arrested him. Took him straight to jail. After he got out for the 7th time, he finally stopped dealing rare candy. My mom thought things might actually start getting better, until he started using it himself. He would smash the rare candy into pieces of dust and snort it. He would then get out of control and beat my mom in front of me. That's when she left him and took me with her. Oh well, fast forward a couple years and I was 10 years old, but things still weren't looking so good. I was getting bullied in school because of the one and only thing my dad left me with, my last name. The bullies wouldn't stop. They would just be like, "Hey look, it's Ash Ketchum, ha ha!" And then more bullies would join in. "Hey Ash, you got some fries with all that ketchup, ha ha ha!" That didn't bother me much because I like ketchup, but things got worse during my classes. I could never focus and would always fail the tests. My teachers hated me and would always tell me how stupid and dumb I was. One teacher even told me that if I didn't study hard enough, I would fail her class and end up just like my father. And that's when enough was enough. I got up from my seat in class and walked in front of everybody and said, "F this shit, I'm gonna become a Pokémon master," and left. That's the day I dropped out of school. My mom didn't take the news so well. She told me to go back or I was grounded. For life. I now had to make a very important decision. Catch Pokémon, or spend the next 10 years of my life getting an education costing me thousands of dollars in student loans with no job and a useless degree. This was the toughest thing I ever had to do, but I just straight up told my mom how it is.
"Look, bitch, I'm 10 years old. I do what I want."
I packed my things later that night to start my journey the next day and get my very first Pokémon. But during the night, the unexpected happened. My alarm clock broke while I was sleeping. Stupid thing must have been made from China. I woke up late the next day and rushed over to Professor Oak's lab to see if I could still get an Agumon, but he told me that's a Digimon, and all that was left was this Pikachu. I felt like he was holding out on me, but I knew from the moment I laid eyes on that Pikachu, I would never lose a battle. Ever. Except later that day, when a gang of Spearows came after us. We nearly died if it wasn't for this girl I ran into. She had the most beautiful blue eyes, like an ocean full of blue water, and her hair was so orange, you would think it were made out of sweet, delicious carrots. Her name was Misty, but she was a total bitch about her bike I borrowed, so I said, "F that hoe." She wouldn't stop following me, but I didn't care. I looked like a real pimp with this chick following me around. We then somehow managed to make it to Pewter City alive. We had to walk miles through Viridian Forest with barely any food or water. We were even starving at one point, where we decided to eat Pikachu. Pikachu was so fat back then, and we would have too if it wasn't for a group of thieves called Team Rocket. More like Team Retard, because they would always try to steal my Pikachu and fly off in their hot air balloon that was slower than a slowpoke. I would tell Pikachu to use Thundershock and they would just blast away. Worked almost every time. Anyway, becoming a Pokémon master was a lot tougher than it looked. I barely won my first badge against this guy named Brock. He was the Pewter City gym leader. I could never tell if he was awake or asleep, but either way, he still kicked my Pikachu's ass in our first Pokémon battle, and if I hadn't rigged the sprinkler system to set off during our second match, I would have lost for sure and went back to Pallet Town. I totally acted like I wanted to play a fair match and told my Pikachu to back off his Onix. Next thing you know, Brock is running behind me with the boulder badge in his hand. What a sucker. But honestly, without Brock's homemade cooking and Misty's words of encouragement and support, I would have never made it to the Elite Four. It was the most exciting day of my life. I had finally got all 8 gym badges. A lot of people say it was all luck and those badges were pretty much given to me. Well, the haters, because I was on my way to becoming the greatest Pokemon master ever. Until this douchebag named Richie beat me. As much as I didn't want to, I headed back to Pallet Town as a failure. Surprisingly enough, I was wrong. When I went back home, everyone loved me for getting as far as I did. Not even Gary Oak had gotten further than me. I couldn't believe all the love and support I was getting. I'd probably end up joining Team Rocket or selling rare candy on the streets.